One of the most haunting things about being an ugly girl in corporate spaces or just workspaces in general is when I was so welcome to be part of the labor, but never welcome to be part of the face, part of the pride, right? Part of what was to be shown off. And this happened a lot in anywhere that you could imagine showing up doing labor, whether that's in a relationship, but mostly I'm talking about in the context of work. Being an ugly corporate girl was absolutely horrendous, especially in this body, right? Because I'm a black girl and I'm a big girl. So whenever I said things that were, when I was being passionate, it always came off as me having an attitude. People had no idea, no problem taking my ideas, but they had all the problem in the world with giving me the credit for them, letting me be the face of it, letting me be the pilot of it. And a lot of times what was manipulative about that was that they gave me the idea that I would be. It would be, oh, because once you close this, that's going to set you up for X, Y, Z. Kind of like dangling a carrot in front of me. However, much like the relationships that I was in prior with men and women, the people that I was with had no intention on being committed to me or me being of mutual benefit to my labor. And that's why I make a lot of these videos, because a lot of y'all don't understand that being in that uglified category makes you essentially the prey to a very predatory concept. And the only reason you would have any dispute in my comments is because you just don't want the information getting out, which is very sus. So if you are navigating this space, if you've been uglified, because there's a difference between believing that you are ugly yourself and being uglified, because being uglified is something that happens to you in the context of the social paradigm, and believing you are ugly is completely different.
He said he a demon, we sent him the same. He copied my flow, he copied my cadence. I'm in the stew right now and I'm faded. Chopping up full clothes, this shit vacant. Said that I love you, psych.
I mean, like, this is just victim Olympics. This is just victim Olympics. Now, let's hit a few points here, because she's very confusing, right? She like, I don't know, like her point was all over the place. So you're upset because you feel that you are ugly, which, hey, look, I'm not here to judge or down anybody. So, hey, I'm gonna let y'all people in the comments, I'm gonna let y'all go ahead and state y'all opinion, what y'all think she looks like and what y'all think she is. You're saying that, and well, I'm not well respected within the company. They are okay, because once again, feminism fought for women to be able to get into the workforce. So, hey, well, they were welcoming me into the workforce, into the labor, but they don't want to make me the face of it. They don't want to make me the face of it. And it's just like, okay, but she then moves on to say that, and they would take my ideas, and they will make it their own. So they would take, and then on top of that, they not only will make it their own, they will make it seem as if they were going to put, say, hey, well, listen, this is your name. As soon as you close the account, which I would assume that probably has something to do with banking, maybe, who knows? Once again, this is what women on TikTok do. They will just sit here and just push a narrative and just make up something, right? Just give you enough information to be like, okay, I have something to do with work. Oh, okay, might have something to do with accounting. Can you give us some more information? Nah, just let me see and just let me be a victim. Just let me rant a little bit. This is all you're seeing. You're saying they take your account, they saying they're gonna make you the face of it, but they never did make you the face of the account, or they never gave you credit for the account, and now you're on TikTok crying and complaining, right? Now, for number one, let's just be honest. When you look at a lot of CEOs, generally speaking, it's men. They have secretaries. The secretaries are pretty cute, right? The secretaries are going to be cute. They're going to be eye candy, or it's going to be a family member. A lot of times it's going to be a beautiful woman. You even see it in movies. We even see it in movies. Guys want female secretaries that looks beautiful to them. That's just a fact. I would want it. I wouldn't want, Respucia or, woman that's dang near 300 pounds or that isn't cute whatsoever as my secretary, as the face of my business, because once again, she's going to be the one that's taking all the phone calls, that's going to be taking care of everything, and once again, for some CEOs, it really doesn't even matter, but you don't cry and complain about it, because once again, if they want to make somebody the face of their company, then they have that's their prerogative. But this is the issue that we've been having for these past 5 years. People, mainly women, instead of just making a change, they rather complain. They rather complain than make a change. They rather say, hey, well, listen, I'm overweight and I can't fit in a dress. So instead of just losing the weight, let me go ahead and complain about it. And then when you just look at some of you, she really leans into this ugly narrative. Right now, once again, it's really up to y'all interpretation. Yeah, like I said, let me leave it up to y'all interpretation. But she's really leaning into this ugly friend thing. And this is why I say this is just attention seeking. All she's doing is just trying to get attention. She's not really facing any issues in the workplace, as if she's the only one who's going through that. And she will probably say that, well, I know I'm not the only one who's going through it. Look at the comments. You got other black women who's going through it. Hey, well, guess what? What do you think about black men? They're ugly too, but they don't come on here and complain about it.
Replying to my video about being uglified in corporate America, dress well, just dress well for your body. Look good every day. Something will change. How do y'all think that I got the job? Y'all think I went and got multiple six-figure roles with no tech background in less than 45 days when I decided to stop being in education? Less than 45 days for my first role. Over 6 figures, secured the first role, and multiple roles after that, multiple promotions after that. Y'all think that I don't know how to play the game? You think that it says more about y'all when y'all assume that I'm at work and I'm buying it in a Snuggie. How did you think I got the interview? How did y'all think that I got the job? Seriously, consider it. Consider why you would believe that I am at work and I'm buying it.
So what are you complaining about?
Being an ugly friend, you experience a lot of micro behaviors. I'm not going to necessarily say they're microaggressions. They might feel aggressive to receive, but I don't think the person means to be aggressive by doing them. Anyway, I'll call them the bless your heart eyes. Being an ugly friend, when you have a lot of bad friends around you, bad bitches, you really do try to keep up, or at least I did. You try to keep up because you don't want to bring down the group. You don't want to bring down the vibe. So you want to, I bring my best personality out, my best attitude, which is why probably a lot of my friends are feeling shocked by seeing a lot of this, but I've masked a lot, right? Those, my neuro spicy people, y'all know what I'm talking about. But put all this effort into getting ready and trying to meet the aesthetic, and then they give you when they see you, the bless your heart eyes, and it's not the way you receive them. Because when you receive them, your heart is open, right? You're like, oh my God, you look so good. But when they see you, it's like, oh, okay. And it feels troubling.
What you just said is one of the most insanely idiotic things I have ever heard.
What do you think how do you think men feel when it comes out to the dating market? When they want to be able to deal with women, but they're just too short or they're too ugly. So they get the short end of the stick all of the time. They don't sit here and jump on TikTok and cry and complain about it. They just sit here and say, well, let me go ahead and let me go ahead and see if I can get some value in different other aspects. Let me go ahead and see if I can try to get some money. Let me go ahead and see if I can try to get some status. Let me be an athlete. You got a lot of ugly athletes who get all of the biddies, because just being an athlete and being built alone, it can be a status in of itself. It can get you over that hump. But once again, they make those changes. Women, they don't like to make the changes. They don't like to make the changes. It's just a victim Olympics. She even makes, here's a video where she gets upset because you have white women crying and complaining and saying that, hey, well, hold on now. We got some ugly ducklings over here too, right? We got some ugly ducklings over here too. But why you just want to talk about the sisters? Why you don't want to talk about us as well?
I'm talking about being an ugly fly black girl in corporate America, and there's white women in my comments saying that we are the same. And then in my response to calling out the fact that we are not the same, say that I am trying to invalidate people who aren't black, everybody who isn't black. I'm trying to invalidate why I'm speaking on my lived experience, my very specific lived experience that I referenced yesterday, where thousands of people liked and thousands of people watched, and plenty of black women resonated. But somehow this white woman has to have the gall to be angry with me for not centering the sameness and the likeness of me and white women while I'm talking about a very specific. And this is why my frustration with integration, because we have never been properly integrated as a company. This is a failed integration experiment, and it always has been. Because if you cannot recognize the differences in me, then you cannot properly perceive me. And if I know for a fact that you can't properly perceive me, I know that I cannot trust you.
So, I mean, guys, it's literally the victim Olympics. So they're literally complaining over who's the ugliest and who deserves more attention. It's just like, come on, man. Come on, bro. And this is what society has done to women today. Instead of just fixing themselves, they'd rather just complain. They'd rather just complain. They'll rather just get some views off of it and continue to be like this. I mean, once again, man, you are your own problems. And then when you look at videos like this,
I was in a domestic violent relationship with my ex-boyfriend's brother, and my ex still doesn't think that it was DV because he wasn't the one hitting me. He was just the one that was going to jail all the time, and then I would be home because I lived with him. I would be at his house and his brother stayed with him, but his brother was alcoholic and mad abusive and like severe drug addict. I had to constantly call the cops on his brother. Yes, I called the cops. I don't know what sorry y'all, but y'all might be angry with me about this, but the police, when I was sexually assaulted at 12 years old, the police are the ones that came to my neighborhood. The black and white police officers are the ones who came and took that monster out of my neighborhood in handcuffs. The hood wanted to take him out of the neighborhood, but the hood could not take him out of the neighborhood because the neighborhood made him. Okay, we do have that dichotomy within our own neighborhoods and our own communities. We have predators and we have enforcers, and we really need the enforcers to step the fuck up like y'all used to be running shit. For real. But anyway, I'm off task. But yeah, like, that's why the degree of proximity, that's why the laws of association exist. Like, no, my ex did not actually put his hands on me. And I know he wanted to show up in the comments doing his big one or whatever, but I blocked them because this is my platform and I don't want to talk to anybody about things that I don't want to talk about. And I don't want to go down that deep, dark hole, but I wanted to touch on it because it is an important topic to just discuss in an important dialogue. Domestic violence is the violence happening under the roof. The people who are exposed to it are victims. The people who have to watch it, the people who have to hear it, all of y'all are victims. We're just different levels of victims. No, you're not being assaulted, but that doesn't mean you're a victim. It doesn't take actual assault to happen to be victimized. We have to really stop putting a bar in hell when it comes to protecting our morality and our humanity and what we're willing to tolerate, because when you're in a revolution, you have to be strict. So that's just something that doesn't need to be like mythological at any point. Yes, I'm very strict and I hold niggas accountable, period.
Like, videos like that don't even make sense. Like, maybe your company doesn't want to make you the face of their company because of videos like this. And I could just only assume the type of mindset that you have, you know, on your day-to-day life is just, it's probably very hard to be around. It's probably very hard to have a conversation. You're probably somebody very hard to have a conversation with. Let's just be real. I mean, you said that you mess with men and women. You saying that you're not the face of a relationship. I mean, like, people are like, what is this? Like, what is this? And then it just says more about you than it does the situation or the people that you are dealing with. Because how are you constantly dealing with piss poor people and you're playing for both teams? Like, it doesn't make any sense. And just look at how confusing she is, right? Where she says, she makes a point that at the beginning of the video, well, you know, people don't really want to make me the face of the company because I'm ugly. So everybody can see, okay, well, you're looking at your face, I guess we can see that. But then you look at the end of the video where she says that, well, you know, you got to understand that there's a difference between being ugly and then being uglified, right, by societal norms or whatnot. So she's trying to say that I'm not ugly, but society, because the way I may look, deems me as being ugly. And this is like, people, like, these are the mental gymnastics that we have to go through with your women today. And these are the same people who want to be in the workforce. These are the same people who want to lead a team. Imagine having this as a manager. Imagine having this type of mindset leading your team. Y'all will be doomed every single time. And you wonder why nobody wants you as the face of their company, because you sit here and make TikToks like this. You push false narratives. And once again, you talking bad about the company. Let's just be honest, because you don't have anything else to do. So, I mean, you know, honestly, you know, for me, she's just complaining just to complain, because once again, you got guys who struggle in life, you know, with being ugly or not being facially up there. But once again, they get what they need to get done and they keep it moving. They're not doing what women are doing, right? Women sit here and they say, well, then how can I get some views today? What narrative can I push today? You know what? I got it. Black women who are ugly in the workforce. We never get an opportunity to have our voice heard. Once again, and then they try to sit here and they try to switch it up and say, well, you know, my voice is heard, but once again, they don't want to give me credit for it. This making up stuff, it will always be something, and that's the issue that we have with women today. And these are the type of women that we have in our dating market. Ridiculous. Do me a huge favor, leave me a like, leave me a comment, subscribe to the channel. To the next one.